Who are you? This is a different type of video, not the normal topic that I do. Hey, give me a fair shake, real shit. Anyway, Aaron over everything. It's well warranted. I got a question for you. Will you raise a Jehovah's Witness? Let me know in the comments below. If you were raised a Jehovah's Witness and now that you're grown, you feel that you have been gang stalked or just randomly isolated from the public, from the world, it's not that bad of a thing. Who are you to gain the world and lose your own soul? I may have said that wrong, but this is a hot take, real shit. I was raised a Jehovah's Witness, and looking back on it, for real, looking back on it as of late, I'm like, the Jehovah's Witnesses, it's a little windy, man. I hope I ain't catching all that wind, but anyway. The Jehovah's Witnesses and growing up as a Jehovah's Witness almost seems like the beginning isolation, especially for a child, you know what I mean? All the other kids are worshiping Christmas. Fuck Halloween. Truthfully, I'm not into worshiping. I'm not into really any holidays, but when you really think about the J-dubs, it's like the introduction for a targeted individual. It's like an introduction of being isolated. You go to school and there are different holidays, activities, and you see all the other kids doing it, and you're not. What is that? Isolation. It's definitely isolation. You're isolated from the rest of your class. Like the rest of your class are doing like activities, fun shit for Christmas, for really the biggest holiday that they are against is Christmas. And that's unreal, to be honest, that's unreal. But anyway, aside from as a child in the early indoctrination of any individual that's raised a Jehovah's Witness, the J-dubs move like gang stalkers. It's crazy. They have a governing body to where if anything happens in the congregation, AKA community, you're not to go to the authorities. You're supposed to go to the top elder. You know what I'm saying? You go to the top elder, you let them know your gripes, you let them know that something happened to you or some shit like that. And nothing ever happened to me, real shit. But instead of using the authorities, you go to the elders. It's like an inside, it's a cult. The Jehovah's Witnesses are nothing short of a cult. It's just crazy. Field service. It's literally a street mob. You feel me? They plan these things. They plan to like a couple neighborhoods to go to. They break them up, hitting different houses, whatever, to talk to people about not Jesus, but about Jehovah and the Jehovah's Witnesses and the 144,000 and just Google it. Google Jehovah's Witnesses, get what they're all about. I say that to say this. I remember you could go out in field service, go to a certain house or whatever, say they slam the door in your face, or say they just beg to differ with that religion. Next week, say they hitting up that same neighborhood. Them niggas would make it a point to go back to that same house. What does that sound like? That sounds like harassment. You feel me? They all meet up in the neighborhood in their big group, split up. Oh no, I went there last week and they were real nasty. They didn't like what I had to say. They didn't want to listen. Then the other people be like, oh, you know what? We'll go there this time. Last time I checked, when Jesus pulled up on people, trying to let them know the word, trying to let them know the gospel, and they didn't take it or they denied it, dust off your feet, on to the next one. The Jehovah's Witnesses aren't about that. There's just so many different similarities between the Jehovah's Witness and a gang stalker. And it just came to me maybe 2 days ago. I'm like, yo, was I set up early in age to be isolated for the rest of my life? Was I set up early in age to kind of not walk the walk that I was put here for? Very weird, very weird. Anyway, I'll be back. I gotta wait till I think of something else. Turn on the comments below, let me know. Even if you weren't raised a Jehovah's Witness, but you know about the religion, you've heard about the religion, you have family members that were a part of it, let me know in the comments if you can see the correlation and similarities between the Jehovah's Witnesses and gang stalking. If you haven't dealt with either one of them, Google and do a little short deep dive on both the religion and the program or system of gang stalking, and let me know if you see any similarities between the two. Real shit. Thing that I'll say that's kind of funny too is a lot of people in this world that had a light about them, that they can walk into a room and change the whole atmosphere, that people look up to, that people could be around and faint. People could hear their music or just the sight of them. They go crazy, they go nuts because they have a certain presence about them, a certain light about them. Prince, raised a Jehovah's Witness. Michael Jackson, raised a Jehovah's Witness. I don't think Kanye was raised as a Jehovah's Witness. It's like a lot, there's more. Maybe even Tyler Perry, I'm not sure. But there's a lot of celebrities, but people that are very influential and people that just have an extreme light about them. I'm trying to turn away from where the wind blowing, now it's blowing at my back. But when you think about it, all of those people, as they grew, especially Michael Jackson and Prince, they were great entertainers, but then they almost switched. I ain't gonna switch. They added a whole different element to their bag of music and incorporated somewhat being like a truth seeker and a whistleblower. Like as soon as Michael Jackson said, "This is it," on that last tour, he was about to say some shit. What'd they do? They popped him off. They got him out of there. They got him up out of there. Same thing as Prince. Prince been putting people up on game on everything. Prince was putting people up on game as far as the internet and computers and all this other stuff. I think he said you can use the computer. There's nothing wrong with using the computer. There's nothing wrong with getting on the computer. Just don't let the computer getting on you. Just don't let the computer.
One thing I wanted to say is don't be fooled by the internet. It's cool to get on the computer, but don't let the computer get on you. It's cool to use the computer. Don't let the computer use you. You all saw The Matrix. There is a war going on. The battlefield's in the mind. And the prize is the soul. So, just be careful. Be very careful. Thank you.
I gotta say it right, because he's my favorite artist, him and Kanye West. The similarities are uncanny. There's nothing wrong with getting on the computer, just don't let the computer get on you. What are we seeing now this day and age? Not just AI, but social media in general. It has people not being themselves. It has people are living their life through the computer. People are living their life through social media with no real purpose in life. They don't really, no real goals in life, no real purpose in life. Their main goal is to get a shit ton of followers, get a whole bunch of people to like this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Some people would rather have 1,000 likes on a video or 1,000 likes on a photo than $1,000 in their pocket. And that's crazy. We live in a wild world now. This video isn't about that. I'm gonna say it again. If you were raised a Jehovah's Witness and after growing up, you feel the way you're isolated, you're targeted, the way you've been gang stalked, The way you feel like when you go places, people following you and shit. People gonna, like, I put it this way, because for the longest time, I never would say anything, but I felt like this shit for a very long time. But just recently after divorce, I'm like, fuck it. Because I seen some crazy shit when I lived out in Crawfordville, Florida with Color County. And they gotta tell you everything. They've gotta tell you everything. And they will tell you everything. My ex told me everything. They do it subtly. They just tell you, like they speak in codes at times, then at other times they just tell you straight up. Like I don't know how many times, you know I ain't getting into all that. Just let me know. If you were raised a Jehovah's Witness and as an adult, you feel targeted, isolated, not to fit in with society, almost as if you're flagged, thrown on a list of some sort, to where it's hard to get a job, it's hard to sustain yourself. Does it feel a lot like kindergarten when everybody's celebrating something, everybody's doing activities, whatever, but you can't because your parents told your teacher to isolate you from the rest of the class? Let me know in the comments. That's all I got now. I'll be right back. It's kind of cold out here. So y'all hear how windy it is. I may do one more lap around here. If not, I may finish this thing up at the crib or in the car. Luckily, I got a hoodie in the car, so if it gets windy and I do continue to want to stay out here for a little while longer, I could just throw on my hoodie. Shout out to Anthony for that Nick Diaz Army hoodie. Real shit. If you're a fan of Nick Diaz and MMA or whatever, or not, the damn Nick Diaz Army hoodie is probably the warmest hoodie that I've ever worn. And it's crazy. And this ain't just no plug just because Nick Diaz is my favorite fighter. But that's one warm ass hoodie. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Anthony. I believe the Jehovah's Witness religion, they've been caught up in scandal before. They've been caught up in scandal before. That's even made national news. Google it, look it up. But it seems like this scandal always gets swept under the rug and they're allowed to continue business as usual and the investigation just stops. So here's another hot take. I wouldn't doubt the Jehovah's Witnesses are, I ain't gonna say behind gang stalking, but a very important catalyst of gang stalking. I wouldn't doubt that Jehovah's Witnesses or the Jehovah's Witness group thing are protected by the CIA. Real shit. I would not doubt if the Jehovah's Witnesses are protected by the CIA. And it's crazy. Their place of meeting isn't called a church. It isn't called, I'll put it this way, it's called, what is it called? Damn, I'm forgetting. It's been so long. The Kingdom Hall. The Kingdom Hall. So instead of them calling their place of worship and their place of, they don't even really call it a place of worship out there. I think they just call it a congregation. So they call it a place to congregate. And it's called the Kingdom Hall. That sounds like a damn cult. That sounds like a damn lodge. Kingdom Hall, Mason Lodge. Put two and two together, man. The Jehovah's Witnesses are nothing more than a cult. And my hot take, I hope I didn't step in shit. So, okay, my foot kind of slid. But the Jehovah's Witnesses are nothing more than a cult. I believe they're protected by the CIA. And it's crazy, man. Them niggas don't even believe that Jesus is God. Get the fuck. All right, folks. Can you hear me? Okay, yeah, you can hear me. So my Sony mirrorless camera ran out of juice. I know for a fact, I'm not calling conspiracy on that. I'm not calling conspiracy on that, real shit, because I came out here with the camera at like, I think it was like 30-something%, but I had this battery pack on it. My bad, I'm smoking. Damn it, now I dropped it. Oh God, don't run away from me. Don't run away from me, but anyway. I had a battery pack on it, plugged into it, thinking that it would stay charged due to the battery pack being Being the camera was plugged into the battery pack. Apparently that's not the case, so now I'm gonna have to just start using either one of my V-mount batteries for when I do these longer videos, or just bring extra batteries. Because this time around I didn't bring my camera backpack. But speaking of smoking, damn, man. Speaking of smoke, damn, horrible. But anyway, I'm gonna just thug it out. Speaking of smoking, the Jehovah's Witness, and this is right here is an account that I've had for my own family. A cousin of mine was in a Jehovah's Witness family, and he was older, and this nigga was caught smoking out in public somewhere, and in that, I guess they went to the elders and said that they saw the dude smoking. I ain't gonna say his name, but it was a cousin of mine. What they do is, you're not allowed to smoke. You ain't allowed to drink a beer. You ain't allowed to do nothing as a Jehovah's Witness, right? They caught this nigga smoking in public. Took it to the elders, as if that's even something, little tattletale ass bitches. But anyway, took it to the elders. And do you know, they excommunicated this nigga from serving God. Pretty much they kicked him out of the church, or not church, my bad. They kicked him out of the Kingdom Hall for smoking a cigarette as an adult. But not only that, all the family members shunned this nigga. I mean, not invited to, I ain't gonna say holidays because the niggas don't celebrate holidays, but not invited to family functions, not invited to this, not invited to that. Pretty much shunned him for years, because when you're a Jehovah's Witness, you gotta go by their rule. And trust me, I ain't know what they call apostate. I just know what the deal is. Like, I would think, truthfully, you can call me, like, if you're a Jehovah's Witness and you're watching this video, you can call me an apostate all you want. Doesn't matter to me, because cult rules, cult terms, and I don't go by y'all's rule. I go by God's rule. I go by the Bible and the Holy Spirit's in me, you feel me? But imagine that, you get caught smoking, somebody tattletales on you, they kick you out of the Kingdom Hall or your church or whatever, and then you don't have a family anymore. All because these bitch ass niggas have their own rule set. It's real, man. It's real and it's ridiculous. I can't really think of anything else. I had all the points in the world before I started it. If I do, pretty much this video is done, and if I have any more points, like while I'm editing it, which ain't gonna be too much editing, I'll do it on my sit down camera. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. In the comments below, if you were formerly a Jehovah's Witness, or you feel that you've been gang stalked, or you feel that you are being gang stalked, and you were raised a Jehovah's Witness, let me know if you can see a similarity in gang stalking and that religion. One thing I forgot, I went to a thing called Solely Business that my boy kept telling me about, and at that event, which actually was a decent event, I actually learned a lot. It was good fellowship. It was a Christian men's retreat kind of thing where you could just fellowship with like-minded men that were Christian. In this day and age right now, I don't really consider myself Christian at all because, to be totally honest, some of the most evil people that I've met in life identify themselves as Christian, including the people in Florida. But they gave us these things at Solely Business. Not sure, hopefully you can see it. They gave us these things at Solely Business, and after just even thinking about the name Solely Business, only business, it's only business, folks. But they gave us this thing, and I used to keep this thing in my pocket along with this reel that my dad gave me from Vietnam. I used to keep it in my pocket beside this. This is real. I ain't gonna say it doesn't hold power, but I put it this way, it's symbolic to me. You know what I'm saying? Because my dad made it while he was in Vietnam. And for the longest time, I had this in the pocket along with it. But then after really thinking about things, like I said, things have just really started to come together for me as far as like the past and the present. And a lot of people in a lot of situations that I've been in have been fake. You know what I'm saying? I thought about throwing it away, but I'm not gonna throw it away because it is a cross and it does symbolize Jesus. The reason why we're allowed to sin, the reason why we're forgiven for our sins. So I'm gonna leave this here. If there's any evil behind this thing, I rebuke it in the name of Jesus, but I'm gonna leave it here for somebody else walking by. Hopefully they'll pick it up. And yeah, I can't believe I was about to just throw it away. I was about to throw it away, but I'm not throwing away a cross. I'll leave it because though I got it at solely business, it's only business, folks. It's only business. And it was very weird when I look back at it because it seemed like to be honest, solely business seemed like a gang stalking operation there too. You get in your little group, you get one person that watches over the group. My person was all up in my shit, man. Like I catch them staring at me all weird. It is what it is. I'm not in this video isn't sponsored by or about solely business. How they say everything that everything that glitters ain't gold. Everything is not what it's made out to be. You feel me? It's almost like, say Christmas time, because it's around Christmas time. Say you got it. So I said that I may, if I came up with more ideas, add on to this video. By the way, it did put a little more juice into the camera, but I'm not gonna put any faith in I'm not gonna put any faith of it being a recurring charge or a continuous charge while it's plugged in walking around. I'm not adding anything after I get back. I hope y'all enjoyed this thing. Y'all know what to do in the comments. If this video does hit home for you and you can relate, I'm out of here. Oh yeah. Get out! Oh wow, what song comes on next? That's crazy. This song comes on shuffle too. I gotta blow my nose though. Here I stand. I'm the